Hello everyone. Thank you for attending today and learning a little bit about some different opportunities that you have. I'm April from Texas Tech University. I'm the regional manager for West Texas recruitment. Manuel Ortiz is also here. He is our transfer admissions counselor, and so he's going to be here to answer any questions you have in the chat as well. So I'm just going to run over what Texas Tech has to offer you. So when you're ready to be a Red Raider, you'll have everything you need. So first of all, a couple of fun things about Texas Tech. Um, we do have over 40,000 students as of fall 2020. So that's a big enrollment goal that we met last year and we continue to grow. So that may be a little intimidating to some people, but we make sure that we have a 20-to-1 student teacher ratio, which means that you may meet with student assistants or professors. They all have office hours to make sure you're taken care of, but you're still going to get the small class size feel. And especially transferring in, you'll be already into some of your major classes. So your class sizes won't be as large as some of the first and second year classes. But even if you do end up in a large class, we are very proud of our 20-to-1 student teacher ratio to make sure that all students have everything that they need. We are a tier 1 research university. So in your first semester here, you can start right off with research and get everything you need to be successful in your career. A few of the recognitions that we've received, of course, we are a top 100 public university, and we do offer a lot of scholarships, grants, and things to make sure that we're a best value university. My favorite recognition is that we are ranked #1 in Texas and #9 in the nation for workforce preparation. So what that means is that we make sure that our students get a lot of hands-on experience as well as in classroom learning so that they're actually ready for their career when they move into the workforce. And 99% of our students will go to their graduate program, join the military, or move into their career at graduation. So, or within 6 months of graduation. So, what that means is we're going to do everything we can to make sure you're successful. And 99% is a pretty good amount of students that get to their next step after leaving Texas Tech University. We are a diversity champion. We are a Hispanic serving institution. So diversity and being a premier pride campus is very important to us. Inclusion is important. And this is a place where you will feel like you're at home and be comfortable here. So many of you know about Lubbock, so I don't have to tell you too much, but we do have a little over 250,000 residents, but most of our students come from 300 miles away or further. So it's not just going to feel like you're in West Texas. We have students from every state and from we have about over 2,000 international students. So you're going to meet people from all over the world and all over the country. And so it will feel like a town within a city. Lubbock has everything you need as far as social life, shopping, and eating. But then on the campus, you feel like you are kind of in your own little community in your own town. And the city of Lubbock supports Texas Tech. So you will always feel supported and loved here in Lubbock. I did want to talk a little bit about the difference between Manuel, who is your transfer admissions counselor, and our transfer advisors. And so Manuel is going to help you through the application process. He'll be able to answer any questions that you have about Texas Tech University and help you with the requirements to complete your application and moving forward. We also have a great team of transfer advisors, Danae, Missy, and Lauren here. And what they will do is they'll be able to look over your transcripts up against the degree plan that you want to do at Texas Tech University and let you know how far you have left to go and what you've already completed, through Odessa College. And so it's a great partnership that we have with them. And you could reach out to them individually, or we could also connect you to them to make sure that you're set up for success and that you're ready to move to Texas Tech University. We are also part of the PTK Honor Roll. We were given this award in 2020. And what that means is that we make it easy for our transfers to come over to Texas Tech. The process is smooth. And so there's several different requirements that we had to meet to get there. But it's going to be a smooth transition for you. We work really well with your counselors at Odessa College. And so we're going to do everything to accommodate you and make it an easy transition because we know it's a big transition for you. So we're here to support you. And we have been awarded PTK Honor Roll. So some of the academic opportunities you can look forward to here at Texas Tech University, we do have 10 colleges on this university campus. So the university is like a big umbrella, and we have 10 colleges inside. So depending on what you want to study, that's the college where you will spend most of your time. We also have 150 academic programs to choose from. So each college has its own degree programs, and there's 150 total. If you want to be pre-med here at Texas Tech University, we also have the Health Sciences Center right here in Lubbock. So you can continue on to nursing school or med school or physical therapy school, whatever you want to do, physician's assistant, there's so many, but you can do that pre-track here at Texas Tech University and move right over to Health Sciences Center. We also have the School of Law right here in Lubbock. So if you wanted to do pre-law while you're studying here, you could pick pre-law as a designation with your major and then move over to the law school once you graduate with your bachelor's degree. And then, of course, we have the vet school opening up this year for students if you want to do pre-vet here at Texas Tech University. Now, this one is in Amarillo, but that's just a short hour and a half away to be able to go to vet school. Here's a list of our 10 colleges, so I won't read them all off to you, but like I said, based on your major, you will be studying in one of these colleges. Now, if you still have some of the core requirements to get out of the way, you may go to multiple buildings, but for the most part, you're going to study in one of these colleges for your degree. The only one that requires a separate application is going to be the Honors College. And so I highly recommend students to apply to the Honors College. It gives you smaller class sizes as well as high level exposure to some great professors. Um, a lot more hands-on learning opportunities as well as more study abroad opportunities. So the Honors College is something that a lot of transfer students kind of think they missed out on or don't really think about applying to, but you can apply to the Honors College as a transfer student, and I highly recommend it. And you can be in the Honors College and still study what you want to study. You just have to take one honors class per semester, and you'll also get to graduate with honors. So that's pretty neat. Some of the student opportunities we have for you to get involved is we do have the Center for Transformative Undergraduate Experiences, and this provides more outside of the classroom hands-on learning experiences, and they really support our students. They also oversee our study abroad programs, and so you get hands-on experience through study abroad as well. Like I said, you're also able to do undergraduate research in your first semester. So a faculty member may decide that they want to do research in a specific area, and you can be a research assistant for them. And if it gets published, if the work gets published, your name gets published as well. So pretty exciting stuff. Of course, almost every degree program does have a study abroad planned into it. So your chances are really great that you're going to get to study abroad. And I know the first thing everyone thinks of is expense on that. We have a lot of scholarships and things to help you be able to study abroad. We also have over 550 student organizations. So whatever you're into, you will find like-minded people here. I know some students want to just come to school, do their work, and go home, and some like to get really involved. So here you have the option to do either, and there are plenty of places for you to get plugged in. That picture you see there is our rec center, and so that is included in your tuition and fees. We have the longest lazy river of any college campus, and all you have to do to use it is to swipe your student ID. So at the rec center, you can work out, do intramural sports, float the lazy river, rock climb. There's also outdoor pursuits if you enjoy hiking and biking and camping. That's attached to the rec center. So tons of things for you to do. And of course, Texas Tech has big spirit and tradition. So with your student ID, you also get access to any of the athletic events that you would want to go to. Any tennis, softball, football, baseball, any games, you can utilize your student ID to get into those games. And then we have lots of fun events revolving around the campus, such as Carol of Lights, where we light up the whole campus to bring in the holiday season. And almost everybody from Lubbock comes out, and it's really special and unique. So some opportunities for you to succeed. We have a career center, and not only the career center, whatever college you're studying in is going to help you to get an internship, to be prepared for interviews and things like that. We have many employers that really, really want to just hire Texas Tech graduates, and so they come here specifically to get our graduates. And so the career center specifically will help set you up for internships and also coach you on how to move forward into your career. We have big career fairs, like I said, where companies come from all over the country and the world to hire Texas Tech students. They will also critique your resume and cover letter to make sure that um, it's good to go, and it's including everything you need without being too extensive. There's etiquette dinners where they teach you how to use the right fork and spoon and not to put your elbows on the table, all that good stuff, which I'm not very great at. But if that is something you're going to need to do in your job, they will teach you that. So there's tons of resources available for you with the Career Center. So here's some important dates, and I know you're going to look at this and think, April, all of those have passed. What do I do now? So this one at the bottom has not passed just yet, but we're getting really close. But these are priority deadlines. So what that means is there's still time. So the FAFSA is still open. Go ahead and make sure to complete your FAFSA and send that over to Texas Tech University. Now, of course, we're already deep into spring. So spring application, if you wanted to come in spring 2021, would open November 1st. Um, but you can still apply for fall, and you have plenty of time for us to get you through that process, or summer if you'd like to come in the summer. The priority deadline is coming up, and what that means is to be in the best position to get everything you need done quickly and successfully. The priority would be to have it done by May 1st. And how you can do that is go to applytexas.org. You can also apply now on the Common App for Texas Tech University. Fill out the application. There is a $75 application fee or fee waiver. If you send us your FAFSA, everything is done for fee waivers based on financial need. So just make sure we have your FAFSA, and that may qualify you for a fee waiver. We also need your official transcripts sent directly from any institutions you've previously attended. So we do not take unofficial for college. So just reach out to your registrar. Most of the time, schools have a link on their website that you can click to request to have your transcripts sent to Texas Tech University. We don't need your high school transcripts unless you have less than 12 credit hours completed. So for assured admissions for transfer students, if you have 12 to 23 hours and a 2.50 cumulative GPA, you're going to be assured admissions. Or if you have 24 or more hours with a 2.25 cumulative GPA, you're going to be assured admissions. So what that means is you don't have to stress over the application. If you meet these requirements, go ahead and get the application submitted over, and you're going to be assuredly admitted. For transfer students who do not meet those requirements but have at least a 2.0, your application will be looked at holistically. So if you have a 2.0 to 2.25 or 2.0 to 2.50 if you have 12 to 23 hours, just make sure that we get an essay explaining why you're a hardworking student, what all you have on your plate. If you did kind of mess up here or there, what were the circumstances and how you've improved since then. You can also submit letters of recommendation. If you'd like to submit additional documents like high school stuff, you can do that as well. Any activities you're involved in, any volunteer work you've done is always good if you know that you're going to have to go into a holistic review. Some of our programs have specific requirements for going into them. So you might set your academic program as architecture, but to be admitted into that program, you're going to have at least a 3.0 GPA. So just make sure that you're aware whatever you want to study may have some additional requirements aside from the admissions requirements. We do have 2 transfer scholarships that are automatic for you. So first one is proven achievers. So if you have 60 transferable hours at a 3.5 GPA, you're going to automatically receive $4,000 per year. And these are good for 6 terms. So if you finish up in 4 terms and you move into your grad program, you can use that extra money towards your grad program. We also have the Presidential Transfer Scholarship, and this is only for Texas residents. So if you have 30 transferable hours and a 3.0 GPA, and you show a financial need based on your FAFSA, and you're a Texas resident, you can get $3,000 per year automatically from Texas Tech University. So those are um, trans our two transfer scholarships that are going to be automatically applied for transfer students. The presidential transfer has a few more requirements on it that you just want to make sure you meet. Now, a lot of students have told me for fall 2020, I'm not quite to 60 transferable hours, but by the end of spring, I will be. As long as your coursework's completed by July 31st and you get that final official transcript over to us and you show the 60 hours with a 3.5 GPA, that transcript will be added to your file. So don't worry about that. If you're close but not quite there, go ahead and do the application and get accepted. And then when we get that final official transcript, if you show that you meet the requirements, you'll get that scholarship. And here's what you can look at as far as what you might be paying to come to Texas Tech University. So tuition and fees is $11,600, and that covers your classes and all of your fees based on 15 credit hours per semester. That is for the entire year, the 11,600. As a transfer student, if you have at least 30 hours of transferable coursework, you do not have to live on campus. And so if you have under 30 hours, you will be required to live on campus. And then you would look at that room and board number of 9,956. So just kind of think about what you may need to spend based on the hours that you have. The only thing that will ever be billed to you is going to be tuition and fees and room and board. Everything below that is estimates of what you might spend. Books and supplies, I tend to rent mine on Chegg or Amazon, so I don't spend $1,200. Transportation, $2,400 is because most of our students come from further away, and so they have to fly back home. So that's not going to be on your bill. And personal miscellaneous is just going to depend on your shopping habits. So just make sure that you're looking at tuition and fees and possibly room and board. Like I said, make sure that we have your FAFSA or TAFSFA on file. You can submit those to us at any time. It is still open. Now, if you're already admitted, you might want to just take a picture of this screen because these are the next steps. And so I won't go too deep into all of these, but you do need to activate your E-Rater account. That is basically going to follow you through your whole career with Texas Tech University, and you're going to use that for everything. You will also get an admitted student task list with every step you need to do to be successful and enroll in Texas Tech. You're going to want to verify your major and then register for Red Rater orientation. And Red Rater orientations will be in June, July, and August. And that is when you'll meet your advisor and enroll in classes. So you don't get to enroll in classes once you're admitted, you enroll in classes at your orientation. If you need housing, go ahead and select a housing and dining plan and make sure to check your TTU email frequently because every other department is going to email you at your TTU email. View and accept your scholarship awards, turn in your shot verifications, and make sure to send us a final college transcript once you complete your coursework. So if any of you are not on our mailing list, you can scan this QR code, and I will also share this with your counselors at Odessa College, and you can get on our mailing list to be invited to events, to make appointments, or to come visit campus. And here's some virtual resources for you. We have, oh, sorry. We do have virtual tours and things like that going on, but we are open for campus tours. If you'd like to visit campus, you can go to the website and sign up for that. And here's our information if you need to text us or call us or email us. So that's all I have. Does anyone have any questions for me that they would like immediately answered? Alrighty. Thank you all so much for your time. And Manuel and I look forward to speaking with you and helping you along the way.
Thank y'all. And congratulations on the Phi Theta Kappa honor roll award. That's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
I was so excited about that. I was part of Phi Theta Kappa myself as a student. And so I was like, oh, that's awesome. So
Well, congratulations and thank you
thank
for being
you.
here.
Of course. Thank you. Y'all have a great day.
You too.
Uh-huh.
So next up, also from West Texas, we have JD Raggio from San Angelo State University.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Bonnie. And yes, like she said, my name is JD Raggio. I do come from Angelo State University down here in San Angelo, Texas. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen real quick. Just a second. Can you guys see that?
Yes.
Sweet. All right. So we do we're about a fourth of the size of Tech, so and about 3.5 hours away. We're sort of right in the middle of everything. About 3 hours from San Antonio, 3 hours, 3 to 4 hours from Dallas, 3 hours from Lubbock. We do have 10,000 students that are with us on campus. We are a Hispanic serving institute with majority of our student population falling into that category. We do have 6 colleges here on campus and over 100 majors and concentrations. We do also offer over 30 grad programs for afterwards. And sort of similar, we do have a 20-to-1 student to teacher ratio, but our average class size is only 26 students. So you are not going to be in huge classes here. You're going to get to know your professors. They are required to have office hours. So you're definitely going to get to know them. Don't be scared to talk to your professors. It's definitely something they want to get to know you. They want to be able to help you out and even help them out with research. Going back to that, I do want to start today just showing off some of our different degree opportunities. These are just some of them. You can see that there are some that have a little computer next to them. These are actually ones that we do offer completely online or in our online hybrid format due to the COVID pandemic and everything that's going on, a lot of our classes have actually been moved to this online slash hybrid role. So if you are a strictly online student, we do offer a lot of classes, especially nowadays, since we already have those programs implemented. So we can offer a lot more of our classes, both online and as well as in person. One of our biggest selling points is going to be our affordability. So scholarships and financial aid are going to be a huge thing with us. So one of our biggest selling points is going to be called our CAR Academic Scholarship. So there are 4 different tiers to our CAR scholarship. 3 of the tiers you don't actually have to apply for. Your work is automatically reviewed whenever you do get admitted to the school. So for the $1,000, $1,500, and $2,000 levels, these are per year. So for those 3 levels, your work is automatically reviewed whenever you do get admitted to Angelo State. So the requirements for those are, as it shows on the table, for the $1,000 per year, it's 12 hours and a 2.5 to 2.99 GPA. For the 1,500, it's 12 hours and a 3.0 to 4.0 GPA. And then for our $2,000 scholarship, it is 30 hours and then a 3.5 to a 4.0 GPA. The top one is called our CAR Presidential, which is $3,000 per year, and it is a nomination only scholarship. So with Odessa College being one of our partner schools, we do offer 6 of these scholarships for the academic year. And I believe right now we still do have 6 of them available for the fall 2021, spring 2022, and then summer 1 and 2 of 2022 semesters. So if you are going to or think you are a good candidate for our CARB Presidential Scholarship, pretty much all that you need to do is have someone that works at Odessa College fill out the CAR Presidential Scholarship application for you. It is located on our website. It's pretty easy to find and navigate to. But if you have one of the, it can either be faculty, it can be a teacher, professor, a dean, pretty much anything, but they have to be from Odessa College. Give them fill that out for us. We will receive that submission and then review your file for you and then hopefully get you awarded that $3,000 scholarship. And this could even add up to a $4,000 scholarship if you guys are PTK members. If you are in PTK, pretty much all that you need to do to qualify for a PTK scholarship If you need to have your PTK advisor send us an email that states that you are a member of PTK over there at Odessa College and that you are in good standing in that program. Once you send that to us in our scholarships office, you will automatically be awarded $1,000 per year, and that is on top of the car scholarship that you do receive. So you can actually receive up to $4,000 if you do get the presidential with the nomination, or up to $3,000 if you don't go the nomination and presidential route, just being able to get that from your academic success at your previous institution. We also do offer general scholarship applications. So these are over 350 endowed scholarships that are solely for our ASU students. You actually won't get access to fill out this scholarship application until you do have your Ramport account set up and you have been admitted to Angelo State, because you're not going to be competing with people going to the universities for these scholarships. Some of these are for specific academic departments. So say, for example, nursing and communications may have some different scholarships available. And these are sort of we give them out as we receive them. So this number, 310, it does vary. Typically, we do get more, and we will have our scholarships department hand those out as we get them. In terms of financial aid and tuition and fees, our average cost for a full-time student is going to be almost $4,100, $4,093, and that is per semester for 12 hours. We do have something called a tuition estimator tool, which is basically a really cool almost tuition calculator on our website where you can input different things that are going on. So if you want to live on campus, you can add a residence hall and that cost will go on there. If you want to take 15 hours instead of 12, you can input 15 hours and it'll change that price for you. If you want to take less, if you want to take 9 hours, 6 hours, you can change that price as well. And then you can also change it depending on if you want to go in person or online. So be sure to check out our tuition estimator tool so that you can see what your cost is going to look like whenever you do become a RAM with us here at Angelo State. And a couple of our big selling points is 88% of ASU students do receive either financial aid or scholarships, and then 40% of our students do graduate debt-free. And even in a pre-pandemic world, but in a pandemic world, that is such a crucial aspect of what we are about here at Angelo State, is getting our students through in the least amount of time with the least amount of debt as possible. We love to have our students on campus, but that next step is really what we're about, and getting our students prepared for that and with the least amount of debt, as much money in their pockets as we can moving forward. So with that being said, our application process is a very simple 3-step process. The first is going to be an Apply Texas application. The second step goes along with the first. It's a $40 application fee that does go with the Apply Texas application. You can also pay for the fee on our Ramport, which is your student portal that you will set up once you do complete your application. We do also have fee waivers available, so if you do qualify for a fee waiver through financial aid, you can be sure to fill those out. And then we do need official transcripts from every college or university that you've attended. So if you've only been to Odessa College, then we just need you guys to contact the registrar's office over there and send us an official transcript. If you have gone to other colleges before that, we would need the Odessa College transcript as well as the colleges before that, just so we can make sure that everything was in good standing whenever you did leave those colleges. If you are currently enrolled in classes, you can still send us an official transcript now, and we would be able to make your admissions decision based on that. And then once the classes do finish up, just send us final official so we can get those classes input as well. Our application is actually going to be open. We do have rolling applications, so it's actually open until, I would say, about a week and a half before classes start. So for the fall semester, you do still have plenty of time. Our registration does open up on April 15th for all of our students. So if you do want to apply, I would recommend doing so as soon as you make a decision, just because then you would be able to guarantee that the classes that you want to take are still going to have spots in them. But if you are going to wait a little bit longer, you can still apply even into August to start with us for the fall 2021 semester. Our admissions requirements are also fairly simple. So if you have more than 12 hours, you're considered a transfer student with us, and the only requirement that you have to meet is to have a 2.0 cumulative GPA on all of the work that is coming into it. If you have less than 12 hours, it does get a little bit more confusing because you're called a freshman transfer. So basically you have to meet freshman requirements as well as transfer requirements. So what we like to say is try to get to those 12 hours so that all we have to strive for is that 2.0 GPA. Then we don't have to worry about getting your high school transcripts, SAT, ACT scores, anything like that. I do also want to mention our different course evaluations. So we do have our transfer equivalency tables, and I am also going to share a link with Bonnie for our transfer degree planner. Our transfer equivalency tables will basically show you how a class at Odessa College transfers over to us here at Angelo State. It'll show what the class is at Odessa and then how it does come over here to ASU. And some of them, we don't have exact matches for every single class, so sometimes it will be up to the specific academic departments as to how we do accept those. Our transfer degree planner is a really cool tool because basically you can see the classes that you're taking at Odessa College and you can actually input them into a DegreeWorks evaluation before you even see your academic advisor with us here on campus. So basically you can sort of map out and chart out how many classes, how many more hours you have before you even see your academic advisor. And then your academic advisor would be the one to sort of move forward with you and tell you the next steps and what the different things are that you would need to complete next. So that's pretty much everything that I have here from San Angelo and Angelo State, keeping this one short and quick. If you guys do have any other questions, feel free to contact me. I think Bonnie is going to share our information with you guys later. So if you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Thank you guys for attending and thank you guys for your time. Bonnie, really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for being here. And yes, I'll share all that with the students. Vanessa and I will be emailing that out.
Awesome. Thank you.
So next up, even though on her name, for some reason, it says there, it changed it. Never mind. I was going to say she's listed as Bonnie too, but now it changed it. From UNT, we have Laura Lynn Peck.
Hi, thank you for having me. I was having a little bit of technical difficulties, so I'm wondering if that's why. It had my name as your name, but I am Laura Lynn Peck. You can call me Laura Lynn, and I am your admissions counselor from the University of North Texas. So I am going to go ahead and share my screen. Okay, can everybody see that lovely graphic?
Yes.
Okay, thanks, Vanessa. I appreciate you letting me know. So again, my name is Laura Lynn Peck. You can call me Laura Lynn. I am from Austin, but I've been a Dentonite for a long time. I got my bachelor's degree and my master's degree from UNT, so I can talk to you today about UNT, not just from the admissions counselor perspective, but also because I was a student there as well. I transferred to UNT after going to community college for 2 years, so I have been in your shoes. UNT is located at our flagship campus in Denton. We have a smaller campus in Frisco, which I'm going to touch on a little bit later. But again, our flagship campus, our main campus is in Denton. We are in the north part of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. Depending on where you go in Dallas or Fort Worth, we're about an hour north of that area. A little bit about UNT. We were founded in 1890. Our school colors are, as you can see from what I'm wearing, green and white. And we call ourselves, our mascot is the eagle, but we call ourselves the Mean Green. So if you hear us talk about, like I'm going to talk about Mean Green athletics here in a little bit, that's kind of what we call ourselves, is the Mean Green. UNT has a lot of accolades that I'm going to mention throughout the presentation, but especially when I'm talking to prospective transfer students, I like to mention that we've been listed as a member of the Excellence in Community College Transfer Honor Roll by Phi Theta Kappa for 5 years in a row. So Phi Theta Kappa, as you may know, is a community college academic honor society, and so to be recognized by an organization like that means a lot to us. All right, let's get a little bit more into who UNT really is. So we've got more than 40,000 enrolled students. We hit record enrollment last year, even during a pandemic, which is kind of mind blowing. But we've been able to continue to offer in-person classes as well as more online classes than we've ever offered before. And we have some hybrid class formats as well. So we've got a lot of different options for students to make sure that they have been able to safely continue to pursue their education, even during these crazy times we live in. We have a very diverse student body, which we really think is one of our greatest strengths. So we've got thousands of international students from all over the world. We've got Texas residents, out-of-state students, first-generation students, kind of any background you can think of. We've got it here at UNT. You can see the breakdown of our student body by ethnicity there. We were recently, a couple years ago, officially designated as a Hispanic serving institution, which is another title we're really, really proud of and have worked really hard for. And we're also classified as a Tier 1 research university by the Carnegie Classification of Institutions of Higher Education. Whew, that's a mouthful. That title means a lot of different things, but what it really boils down to is that we have the highest standards of excellence for our academics, not just our students, but our faculty as well. So your professors who are going to be teaching your classes aren't just going to be your teachers, but they are also industry leaders in their own respective fields. They're doing their own independent research and service. So we're very, very proud to have that really elite designation on our university as well, as a Tier 1 research university. So within the school, we have 106 bachelor's degrees, and all of those are organized under 12 what we call colleges and schools. So for example, we have the College of Business, the College of Education, the College of Music, et cetera, et cetera. So that's what we mean by 12 colleges and schools. Like I mentioned, we've got our main campus in Denton, our smaller campus in Frisco, and lots of online classes as well. And if you want to stick around for grad school like I did, we've got 88 master's degrees and 36 doctoral programs you can choose from. We have many ranked and highly ranked and recognized programs that you can see on those bullet points on the slide, just a few of our top ranked programs. And you can see they really kind of run the gamut, everything from business to design and everything in between. Okay, so I'm going to mention Frisco. So I mentioned Frisco because the Frisco area, it's an area in the northeast part of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex that's growing really quickly. There's a lot of just kind of activity and buzz going on in that area. And so it's an area that students are really interested in. So we're really excited about the growth of our Frisco campus that's going to be coming up. Our smaller Frisco campus is currently operational right now. So if you started at UNT right now, you could go ahead and start taking classes at Frisco anytime. But we do have a larger campus, a permanent campus opening there in a couple of years. So that'll be underway here pretty soon. So I mentioned the Frisco area. There's just a lot of growth in that area right now. So the UNT campus at Frisco emphasizes project-based learning, career readiness, industry collaboration, and student engagement. So really making sure that we're connecting your college experience with the career world that's going on in real time all around you. So to that end, we have a lot of exciting industry partnerships. I'm very proud to say that UNT is the official University of the Dallas Cowboys. We also have partnerships with Toyota, Collin County, the city of Frisco, and many more. So there's a lot of exciting opportunities for you if you choose to kind of get connected in the Frisco area and in the Frisco campus. If you want to complete your degree entirely at our Frisco campus, you can do that as long as you choose any of the programs that are listed there on the right side of the slide. So kind of take a look at those programs. Of course, those are listed online as well. But we do have some students who, especially with transfer students coming from community college, they are wanting to, continue their classes while also really digging into the career world. So you can definitely do that at Frisco if you're interested. So we know that college is a lot about what happens outside of the classroom as well as inside. So I love talking about campus life. I mentioned that I was a transfer student from community college a long time ago, um, and I was a little bit nervous about getting connected in campus life, coming in as somebody who was not a brand new freshman, but I found it really easy. And so I think all the different options that we have available to you will hopefully provide you a way to get connected and kind of find your home away from home. So we have over 400 student organizations. And you can see all these different types of categories of organizations that we have. So if you're looking for like an academic honor society or a performing arts group, we've got cultural and international groups, Greek life, social and political awareness, just anything you can imagine. We've got groups that might appeal to those interests. We've also got events going on campus all the time as well. Concerts, art exhibitions, tons of stuff going on. You can check out our University Program Council website, and there's a big master calendar, and you can kind of see what's going on at any given time. Okay, I mentioned our Mean Green athletics. So UNT has 12 NCAA D1 athletic teams you can see there. So I personally am a big UNT football fan. I love going to the games. Unfortunately, didn't get to go last season, but I love going to the home football games and cheering on the Mean Green. So, so definitely interested in those. We've got sport clubs and intramural sports. We've got esports. So maybe you're an athlete yourself or just a fan like me. But either way, you can definitely connect with Mean Green Athletics. And then student support. This is also one of my favorite things to talk about because I know that college can be a time of a lot of change. There's so much going on. Our students are always so busy, and we want to make sure that you're successful, like I said, inside the classroom as well as outside. So that's where our student support services come in. So for academic support, we've got things like academic advising. We can offer you accommodations through our Office of Disability Access. We've got free tutoring through our Learning Center. So any type of academic support that you need to make sure you're successful in your classes, we want to be able to provide that to you. And then well-being and safety. These are, again, services that I took advantage of a lot when I was a student at UNT. So if you get sick, you need to go to the doctor, you can go to our Student Health and Wellness Center. You can work out at the Pole Rec Center. We've got counseling and testing services. I mentioned that our student body is quite diverse, and so we've got support services and resources to kind of cater to all of our diverse populations as well. So things like our Multicultural Center and our Pride Alliance. So we've got a career center on campus that serves our entire student body. So really anything you need. If you need assistance, just reach out and we'll make sure to get you connected with the department that can best serve you. Okay, so let's talk about admissions. So I'm going to kind of start there on the left side of the screen with just the process step by step. So step one is applying on applytexas.org. You can also apply on the Common App. I kind of prefer Apply Texas, but it's totally up to you, whichever site you want to use to apply. But you do need to go online and submit an official application and then pay your application fee. Then step two is to submit separate official transcripts from every higher education institution where you've enrolled. So your community college, if you have gone to any other community colleges or even another university, any of those institutions, make sure you send an individual transcript from each institution. If you're applying to UNT with fewer than 15 credit hours, so maybe you're in your very first semester of college, you'll also need to submit your official high school transcript. And if you were able to take the SAT or ACT, you are welcome to send those scores as well. Those are not required. UNT is test optional, but sending those scores can help you with admission and eligibility for scholarships. So you're welcome to send those in if you've got those scores. And then the last step is just to monitor your MyUNT student portal for your admissions decision. So your MyUNT portal is going to be just kind of your online student headquarters. You can see your application status in there. Once you get admitted, you'll enroll in your classes in your MyUNT student portal. That's where you'll pay tuition. So all kinds of stuff happens in there. Okay, let's look at these other tables on the slide. So when you're applying to UNT as a transfer student, we are looking at your application first based on the number of college credit hours that you have completed or earned at the time you apply. So whenever you are sending in your application and submitting your official transcripts, we're going to look at the number of college credit hours you have earned or completed at that point in time. And based on the number of hours that you have, we're going to be looking for a certain GPA. So you can kind of see the different tiers or levels of how many hours you have. You can see the corresponding GPA there in that top table. And then let's talk about priority dates. So at UNT, we don't have hard application deadlines. We just have priority dates. So the priority date, it still encourages you to apply early. Before that priority date, it can be really beneficial to you. But it's fine if you apply after the priority date. You'll just pay a little bit of a late fee. So if you're wanting to enroll, let's say you want to enroll in the fall 2021 semester, your admissions application priority date is going to be July 1st. So you will want to apply before July 1st. And again, that's really just to encourage you to apply early to give yourself as much time as possible to kind of get everything done that you need to get done for your application. And then, of course, the priority dates change depending on if you're wanting to apply maybe for spring or summer sessions. So just keep an eye on those dates. And if you have any questions about those priority dates or anything else, really, of course, you're welcome to reach out. Okay, I'm going to touch on transfer excellence scholarships, but the financial aid and scholarships office is a separate office from admissions. So I don't want to speak too much for that office. I'll let the experts kind of answer any other questions for you if you have them. But I did want to touch on this because I know that scholarships are something that transfer students especially are usually very interested in learning about. So our transfer excellence scholarships are based on GPA. So we're looking for students who are transferring in with at least a 3.0 GPA or higher. And you can see kind of on that pyramid that the higher your GPA is, the more money that you might be eligible for. And if you are coming to UNT having graduated with an associate's degree, so if you're an associate's degree holder coming into UNT, you could be eligible for an additional $500 bonus award. So now, of course, being eligible doesn't guarantee that you'll get a scholarship, but absolutely apply. Head to our financial aid and scholarships office. You'll see some great information there, how to apply for financial aid, how to apply for scholarships. So hop on there. And if you have questions, definitely contact the financial aid and scholarships office for additional assistance. And then you can see there at the bottom some additional enrollment actions. So kind of speaking on financial aid and scholarships, you've got your FAFSA, or if you don't qualify for FAFSA, you can submit your TASFA. So those typically open in October for the next year. So get those sent in. You've got your scholarship application deadlines. Of course, we'll need to update these dates kind of for this next school year here in a bit. For your housing application, as a transfer student, you are not required to live on campus in a residence hall, but you are absolutely welcome to do so if you want to. You can certainly live in a residence hall or a dorm on campus if you're interested in that. So that does require a separate housing application. So you'll want to check that out as well. And then all students are required to complete orientation before they are given access to enroll in their classes. So once you get accepted to UNT, that's really going to be your very next step is sign up for orientation so that you can get registered for classes as soon as possible. And then I'll touch on this slide, which is about the cost of attendance. But again, cost of attendance really falls under the jurisdiction of our Student Financial Services Office. Again, that's the Student Financial Services Office. So if you have additional questions about the cost of attendance, absolutely contact the Student Financial Services Office for more help. But you can see kind of some very general numbers here. What I like to tell my students is that, or remind students really, is that the cost of attendance can vary a lot from student to student. just depending on a few different factors. So if you're paying in-state tuition versus out-of-state tuition, if you're living on campus, which is what this table shows here, or if you're living on campus, maybe in an apartment or a house with some roommates, or by yourself. I mean, all of those different factors can really affect the amount that you can expect to pay for college. So look at these numbers as very, across the board generalizations, but head to our Student Financial Services website. We actually have tuition and fee calculators on the website, so you can get a more personalized estimation of what you can expect to pay for your tuition. So financing and funding your application or your education. We talked about some of these things a little bit, your FAFSA, your TASFA, your excellent scholarships. We have a tuition plan called the Save and Soar tuition plan. So that locks in your tuition rate and allows you to pay your tuition in installments. We've got some other programs like our National Merit Scholars and World Eagle Scholars. So if you're interested in any of these, or if you're not sure, maybe you're not even sure what you might be eligible for, like I said, please reach out to our Financial Aid and Scholarships office and let us kind of guide you through that. Okay, well, now that I've kind of breezed through a lot of information here, and how long have I been talking? Maybe 15 or 20 minutes. We've got some other opportunities to learn more about UNT coming up. So every semester we have what we call UNT Preview. So hopefully we'll be able to return to some more in-person events at some point in the future, but for now we're still keeping it safe, keeping it virtual. So we've already had our spring virtual UNT preview, but we've got one, of course, that we're planning for the fall. The dates have not been set quite yet, but keep an eye on the UNT preview website and be sure to get those dates on your calendar when they're released. And of course, that event is free, so we'd love to have you join us. If you're interested in taking a campus tour, we are offering quite limited in-person tours. Like I said, we're just still trying to stay as safe as possible. So limited in-person tours, but we do have virtual tours. So head to our tours website and you can check out some of our virtual tours. We've got interactive maps. We've got some videos you can watch. So check those out. And then another event I want to tell you about is specifically designed for transfer students, and it's called Transfer Debut. And of course, again, this is an event we used to love holding in person on campus, but we're still offering it virtually. So head to the Transfer Debut website. We've got a Transfer Debut coming up on April 9th. So if you're interested in some things I've said today and you want more information, if you want to connect with financial aid and scholarships, you want to connect with an academic advisor, you want to connect with some of those other student services I mentioned, definitely sign up for Transfer Debut. Again, it's free and it's virtual, so join us on that day, and we'd love to answer any of your other questions you may have. Okay, so like I said, I kind of breezed through all that pretty quickly. So if you have more questions, I think we have a little bit of time, Bonnie, to answer some questions. If you want to unmute yourself or put questions in the chat, but you're also welcome to just copy down my email. I'm your admissions counselor. You can email me anytime, and then you can see on the left side of the slide as well. You can make appointments with us. So if you want to have like a one-on-one Zoom chat, we can do that. We can make an appointment for that. We've got a live chat on our website. You can email us, check us out on social media, give our front desk in the office a call, whichever of the ways, especially in the times of COVID, we have so many ways to communicate. I always tell my students, just pick your favorite way and we can connect with you. So I'll give you a second if anybody needs to copy down that info. But for now, I'll stop talking and see if there's any questions or anything else. Bonnie, if there's anything I missed that you get questions about a lot.
No, you pretty much covered everything, but can you share your this page with me so I can share it out with our students?
Sure,
And
absolutely.
I was taking like pictures of some of the other things that they ask about, so I can always pull that up for reference.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, and I like to encourage students. I mean, I know that, UNT is a big school. We've got thousands of students. We've got even more applicants, but truly, we are here to help you. So if you email me, that email address, that's me, that's my name, that's my email. It'll go straight to me. I will respond back. So I don't want any students to feel like they're going to slip through the cracks or anything. Where that's really something that I actually really enjoy is chatting directly with the students and giving them, the personalized guidance that they need. So that's actually fun for me. So don't hesitate.
Thank you so much. And thank you for being here to present today.
Of course. Thanks for helping me with my technology problems. I appreciate you.
It's okay.
I appreciate y'all hosting this event and look forward to connecting with your students.
Thank you so much. I lost my spot. There we go. Okay, so next up from Southern Methodist University, we have Kim Herman. And Kim, your name should be changing on your thing shortly. So I know right now you're listed as Bonnie. Everyone's been listed as Bonnie when they first sign in.
I'm sure it will change, right? Well, good afternoon, everyone. Let me go ahead and share my screen and confirm that you're seeing what you should be seeing. Does the SMU slide show up?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Well, again, my name is Kim Herman. I serve as the Director of Transfer Admission here at SMU, and privileged to have the opportunity to spend some time with you this afternoon, talk a little bit more about our institution, and talk about what we're looking for in transfer students. So we want students who have big ideas and want to do good things. Our transfer student population makes up about 20% of our incoming class each year, and we are looking to grow this number. I want to start with some basic facts about SMU as a whole. SMU is a mid-sized private research university. We have a total enrollment of about 12,000. We kind of think of that as the perfect size. It's not too big, it's not too small. And about 6,800 of those students are undergraduate students. Our average class size is 22, which allows for some really dynamic relationships with faculty. Additionally, our student to faculty ratio is 11 to 1. And we have students from all 50 states, as well as the District of Columbia, and of course, from students all around the world. So we are really proud of the diversity of our student body. For those of you that may not be as familiar with our location, you can kind of see it here from our rooftops, but we are about 10 minutes north of downtown Dallas. Within Dallas, we have a really strong alumni network of over 60,000 alumni to help our students find internships and job opportunities post-graduation. According to Forbes, Dallas ranks number 2 in top cities for business and careers. So there's just so many opportunities in this area. We are really certain that our location positions us to help students learn and give back and become those world changers in the area they're passionate about. I also want to share some information about our transfer students. Most of our transfer students are coming from Texas, either a 2-year or a 4-year school. And we're very proud of the diversity of our transfer student population. You can see here that we have students of all ethnicities coming and making that transition to SMU. Now, the most important reason you're making the transition to continue your education is the academics. So I want to spend a few minutes and talk about the academics offered at SMU. As a small private institution, we offer a tremendous variety of majors. We have over 100 majors and 85 minors for students to choose from that will put you on the path to success. You can learn more about those majors if you go to smu.edu/majors. You can see the full list and look at all that's offered, as well as read more about some of the unique majors we offer. Most of our students are picking up a minor, and a large percentage of them are actually picking up 2 or more majors. Our curriculum is flexible that allows students to really form the degree that's going to be of the most interest to them. We also have a new business minor that's open to all students. So whatever major you're interested in, and if you think having that business background may be helpful, we encourage students to add on that business minor. I'm going to talk about our 5 academic schools. So those 100 majors are housed in 5 different academic schools here at SMU. Our first college is the Dedman College of Humanities and Sciences. Denman is our largest academic college. It provides students with that liberal arts education that will help you think critically when thinking about those complex issues, but also creatively. So Denman is home to our ologies, anthropology, philosophy, psychology, sociology, as well as our sciences. So a lot of diverse majors within this college. Next up is our Lisle School of Engineering. So within Lisle, we work to develop really highly skilled engineers, as well as cutting edge thinkers, pioneers, and entrepreneurs in engineering. So within Lisle, we offer 7 different majors. And so our curriculum is designed in a way that not only provides students with outstanding technical expertise, they also encourage students to become skilled communicators, motivators, and leaders within the field. Students will also have the distinction of attending an engineering school with a female population that is much higher than the national average. So if you're a female interested in engineering, this is a phenomenal place for you to gain that education. Second, up next is our Meadows School of the Arts. So Meadows is actually more of a conservatory style study in visual and hands-on arts, as well as communications. We are in a top 5 media market that really gives students great connections. So faculty members in Meadows are accomplished performers themselves. They're authors, they're journalists that really focus on that complete student experience because they've been in the field. So if you're interested in a fine arts degree like art, music, theater, there is a separate portfolio or audition process that you would need to do in addition to like the admission process through our office. So we would want to work in collaboration with the Meadows to make sure that you're submitting your portfolio or your audition on time for their deadlines in addition to our deadlines. So start that communication early if you're interested in one of our fine arts majors. Next up is our Cox School of Business. Cox is probably the most popular school for transfer students because it helps students really prepare for success in the global market. So great curriculum that encourages students to get real world experience, especially with that relationship with the Dallas corporate community. Students are able to find opportunities for internships, networking, and corporate connections. We also know that 94% of our Cox graduates are employed or in graduate school within 3 months of graduating, and their starting salary is $66,000. So a great set of majors to really prepare you to enter the corporate world. Last but not least is our Simmons School of Education and Human Development. This is home to all of our future educators and students who want to study applied physiology and sports management. Within our APSM major, we have 3 different concentrations: applied physiology and health management, sports management, and sports performance leadership. So if you're interested in education or sports, this is absolutely the place for you. In addition to all those business corporate connections, Dallas is home to several different professional sports teams to help you really grow in that field if that's something that you're interested in. So now I want to talk about some of those tools to help you prepare for a successful transition to SMU. We know Odessa College uses that Texas Common Core Scoring System, and we have our transfer pathway guides mapped to those courses. You can see exactly what you could take at Odessa the first 4 semesters before you make the transition. We have our top 40 majors mapped for students to really select those courses that are not only going to help you finish your associate's degree, but also transfer and apply to a major at SMU. We also have a transfer equivalency tool, which is kind of like a shopping cart. So you can select the courses that you've taken at Odessa, and then you can see how they're equivalent to the courses at SMU. You can also put in your grades, and it will calculate a transferable GPA. So if you're wondering where you'll stand or if you'll be scholarship eligible, you can use that tool to make that determination. Lastly, we provide a transfer evaluation report to all admitted students. So everyone that's applied and submitted those official transcripts and have been admitted, we create a report before you deposit, before you enroll, on exactly how credits will transfer and apply, show you how they'll come in, and create that based on your official transcripts because we want the information to be as accurate as possible. You can find all these resources at smu.edu/transfer. That's our transfer landing page. And then off the right, you'll be able to click on transfer pathway guides or the transfer equivalency tool and really utilize those resources to help you plan your courses. We know some students are ready to transfer now, but others may be doing some early planning, and we want to encourage them to really look and make sure they develop a plan that works well. So our curriculum is very transfer friendly, and it's designed to maximize the credits that students bring in. We don't have a cap on the number of transferable hours that we can accept. We do require 60 hours to be taken in residence, which means taken at SMU to finish your degree. So if you come in with 60 hours, you can finish the remaining 60 at SMU and have really that 2 + 2 and get your 4-year degree. Now, if you came in with 90 hours, we would look at the 60 that would be most applicable to your degree, utilize those 60, but then you'd still have 60 remaining. So it's really best to make that transition right at about 60 hours. So now that we've talked about the process of transferring into academics, I want to go into some of the spirit and traditions of SMU. Transfer students are encouraged to get involved and participate as soon as they come to campus. With Mustang Stampede being an extended orientation program in the fall, and events like boulevarding, which is our version of tailgating happening right away, there's great ways for students to get plugged into the spirit of campus. We also love our mascot Peruna, which is a black Shetland pony. We are known as the Mustangs, so you oftentimes will say, go Mustangs, but it's really hard to have a real Mustang on campus. So we have the next best thing, which is that black Shetland pony. So sometimes you'll hear us say, pony up for Go Mustangs. We embrace both here at SMU. Now, our transfer students are also really involved in our campus community. As a small private institution, we actually have over 200 student organizations that students can be involved in. So there is something for everyone. And if there's not a club, that there's something that you want to be doing, you just need to grab a couple friends and you can start that organization. We also have 17 Division I sports and numerous clubs and intramural teams that you can participate in, either as an athlete or as a spectator. So lots of different athletic events always happening on campus. And transfer students are encouraged to join our Mustang Transfer Student Organization, whose whole goal is to help them facilitate that transition from their college to the university and network them to other organizations, clubs, and students on campus to really help make that transition smooth. What's also unique about SMU as a small private institution is our emphasis on undergraduate research. Transfer students can get plugged in as early as their first semester on campus. Our Office of Engaged Learning is dedicated to helping students enhance their education with experimental learning opportunities and research and entrepreneurship. So this whole office is dedicated to helping you make those connections. Our newest building on campus is also the Gerald J. Ford Hall for Research and Innovation, so you can tell where the focus is at SMU. Now, we also want to be transparent with cost. As a private institution, we see education as an investment in your future. But also as a private institution, we can really offer some phenomenal scholarships and need-based aid. So we never want our price tag to stop you from applying. We want to really look at all aspects of your financial background and really make a determination on how we can help support you if SMU is a school that you're interested in. So looking at costs for this next academic year, I've put them on the screen. Tuition and fees will be $60,000. And if you live on campus, average room and meal plan is about $17,000. Student transfer students are not required to live on campus if they are 19, or they are, over 20. If they are 19 and younger, we do require transfer students to live on campus. So if you are interested in living on campus and you're over 20, that's also an option, but it's not a requirement. And as a private institution, we do require students to submit both the FAFSA and the CSS profile to determine need-based aid. So if you're a U.S. citizen or a permanent resident, we encourage you to do both. So not only would you be evaluated for that state and federal aid through the FAFSA, you would be evaluated for institutional aid through the CSS profile. So you're probably pretty familiar with the FAFSA, but oftentimes the CSS profile is new to students transferring. There is a $25 fee to submit the profile, but that amount goes directly back to you if you enroll at SMU. This profile is super important because oftentimes we're able to give more institutional aid than you would receive from the state or federal government to help make up the difference and put together a combination of scholarships and need-based aid to make SMU affordable. Again, this is all based on every family's individual, estimated family contribution. So doing those profiles is super important to help look at what your actual cost of attendance would be. We also want to award the best and the brightest. We have 4 really phenomenal transfer scholarships. I want to begin with saying that all of our scholarships, with the exception of our Phi Theta Kappa scholarship, are open to all transfer students, so U.S. citizens, permanent residents, or international students. The Phi Theta Kappa scholarship is the one that is just for U.S. citizens and permanent residents. And all of our scholarships are good for 5 semesters or graduation, whichever comes first, pending that you're enrolled full-time and maintain at least a 3.0 GPA once you transfer to SMU. Our first scholarship on the slide is our North Texas Community College Scholarship, but since you all will be transferring from Odessa, I'm going to jump over to the next scholarship. The next 2 are actually automatic. They don't require any applications or any additional materials. We also don't have a cap, so if you meet the requirements, you will be automatically awarded the scholarship until that first day of classes. So if you're needing to take summer classes, we can use those grades to determine if you're scholarship eligible. So students with at least 50 transferable hours and a minimum of a 3.7 who are transferring from any institution in the fall or spring are eligible for our transfer honor scholarship, which automatically cuts tuition in half for up to 5 terms. So this is the scholarship that I'm most excited about, most excited to share with students, because if you hit the 3.7 and you have those 50 hours, we automatically cut tuition in half. If you have a 3.5 in those 50 hours, we have a much smaller award, our Transfer Merit Award. It's $1,500 per term up to 5 terms, so basically $3,000 per year. Lastly is our PTK Supplemental Scholarship, which can be stacked on top of the Transfer Merit or the Transfer Honor Scholarship. And this is an extra couple $1,000s that is considered a supplemental award. So if you're an active member of Phi Theta Kappa, we encourage you to apply. We've not run out of Phi Theta Kappa scholarships, so we want to make sure that you submit the application. It's a simple application. You fill out the top half, and then you tell us who your Phi Theta Kappa advisor is, and we send it over to them. They verify that you are a member and send it back to us. And so once we receive all those, we look at and we select the most active members and offer them that additional scholarship. Now, since SMU is an investment, we want to show you that return on your investment. SMU has actually 3 tremendous career centers that helps connect our students with resources such as resume help, interview practice to help them land that first internship or job post-graduation. So we know with this assistance that 93% of our students are placed in their first job or graduate school within 6 months of graduation, which is likely the very biggest reason you are looking to continue your education. You want to be seeking that job post-graduation. Now, let's talk about how you can get to SMU in the application process. We do have a few dates, but again, these are recommended. We do rolling admissions, so we are going to be evaluating students throughout the semester. April 1st today is our recommended scholarship deadline for summer and fall. That's actually just for our North Texas and our Phi Theta Kappa scholarships. The automatic Transfer Honor and Transfer Merit Scholarship, again, those are awarded up until classes begin in the fall. August 1st is that final deadline. So if you're thinking about coming in the fall, we want to make sure that you submit your application by August 1st. That just allows for enough time for you to go through the orientation process and meet with your academic advisor before classes begin. And if you're thinking about kind of future semesters, the November 1st deadline is our spring application deadline for students planning to start in January. We do have a few requirements that we want to talk through. We do require students have 24 or more transferable hours with at least a 2.7 transferable GPA and a college math completed. So that's algebra, statistics, contemporary math, or a high school math sequence, 3-course high school math sequence completed in the last 3 years. We just want to make sure you're ready to take on college math or have already completed a college math. If you are a dual credit student or you're in an early collegiate high school, We do require at least one semester of post-high school graduation to be considered a transfer student. And if you're thinking about making the transition before 24 hours, we're going to review both your high school record and your college record to determine if you're ready for the academic rigor of SMU coursework. The application process is pretty simple. We do actually use 4 different applications. So we use the SMU online application, the Apply Texas application, the Common application, and the Coalition application. So if you've started one of those 3 applications, you're welcome to continue to use it. Or if you're interested in just transferring to SMU, we have our own application on our website that's really simple and straightforward. We do charge a $6 application fee, but if you are Pell eligible or a veteran, or if the application fee is a significant barrier and you want to send our team an email, we will waive that fee. We never want that to be a barrier for you to apply. We do require official transcripts from every college you've ever attended. So if you did dual credit work somewhere and then you transfer to Odessa, we want to see all of the college transcripts just so we can give you credit for the courses you completed. We also require final high school transcript from all applicants, unless you've done a GED, and then we require that GED. We are looking at that graduation date. Some of our curriculum is based on graduation dates, and that date is important for us to have on file. If you've done the SAT or ACT school test, you can send those scores if you'd like. We are test optional, so it's really just with the added information that could go into your application file. But if you haven't done so, we're not worried about it because, again, we're test optional for at least this next year. And if you're applying for that North Texas Community College scholarship, that's the only scholarship that really requires extra materials. But if you'd like to send in the essay or a resume or letters of recommendation, you can do so, but those are not required. They are optional. And I want to end with our contact information. So if you're interested in learning more about SMU, our website is smu.edu/admission. And then on there, you can click on the transfer tab, or you could just type in smu.edu/transfer, get to our landing page. We do have some great opportunities for students to visit campus both virtually and in person. So if you're on the admission page, click on visit and you can see those options. We've got a great campus tour video. I know Odessa is between 5 and 6 hours away from Dallas. So if you're not going to make the trek, definitely check out our virtual resources. It feels like you're right on campus. We do have virtual information sessions that happen every week on Friday. So if you'd like to spend a little bit more time with the transfer counselor, you're welcome to do so. You can sign up for one of those sessions. Kind of ask those questions in that webinar. That is it for me today. I am thrilled to spend, again, some time with you and walk you through the application process for SMU. Hopefully, you walk away and you wonder, I wonder if that would be a good fit for me. If you have those questions, just reach out. We'd love to kind of guide you through the process. Again, thank you so much for letting me spend some time with you today.
Kim, thank you so much for being here today and for coming to present again. I really appreciate that. And I also want
You're so welcome.
I also want to thank all the schools that presented today for pointing out your Phi Theta Kappa scholarships. I'm just a little partial to the Phi Theta Kappa members since I am one myself. So thank you for that. For any students that need help getting in contact with these schools, keep an eye out on your emails. We'll be sending you their contact information, or you can come visit me in the Salisbury Campus Center, room 205 at any time, and I can always help you get in touch with them and help you plan out your transition from Odessa College to one of their institutions. Thank you all today for being here and for participating in this. If there's anything I can ever do for y'all or share any information with our students, please let me know. Reach out to me, either email, or I can give you a phone call, or I'll give you share my phone number and you can give me a call at any time.